There's a moment many people notice, usually after a meal, when the stomach just doesn't feel right anymore. Not sharp pain, nothing urgent, just a slow, uncomfortable heaviness that lingers longer than it should. The bloating comes and goes. Digestion feels unpredictable, and over time, that small discomfort starts to feel like your new normal. What's frustrating is how little changes, even when you try to fix it. You eat cleaner, you add yogurt, you take probiotics. For a few days, it feels like something might be improving. Then, everything drifts right back to where it was. The cycle repeats, and it never fully resolves. Underneath that pattern, there's something most people never see. Harmful bacteria don't just sit loosely in your gut. They build a protective layer, almost like a shield, that keeps them anchored in place. And once that layer forms, it becomes very difficult for your body, or even supplements, to reach what's actually causing the problem. In this video, we're going to take a different approach, not just adding more good bacteria, but breaking down what's protecting the bad ones in the first place. I'll walk you through 5 simple spice combinations that work in very different ways, starting with the ones that bring quick relief and ending with the one that targets the root of it all. By the end, you'll have a much clearer sense of which one your body actually responds to, and where to start. Number 5, ginger and apple cider vinegar. Sometimes the real problem isn't what you're eating, it's what's staying in your system too long. When digestion slows, everything begins to linger. Food sits, fermentation builds, and that's when the heaviness shows up, the kind of bloating that doesn't fully go away after meals. Ginger helps bring movement back. It gently supports the natural rhythm of your digestive tract so things don't stay stuck in one place. Nothing aggressive, nothing forced, just a steady flow that your gut relies on to stay balanced and comfortable. Apple cider vinegar works earlier in the process. It supports your stomach in breaking food down more efficiently, so less strain carries deeper into your system. When digestion starts stronger, everything that follows tends to feel lighter and more stable. There's real evidence behind this. Research shows ginger can improve gastric emptying, meaning food moves through the stomach more efficiently instead of sitting and creating discomfort. That alone can ease bloating and that sluggish, heavy feeling many people deal with daily. And you can feel that shift surprisingly quickly. One 68-year-old viewer described constant bloating after even small meals, like her stomach never fully settled. After using this before dinner each day, she noticed less pressure by day 3. By the end of the week, that lingering heaviness she had accepted as normal was no longer there. The difference here isn't adding something new, it's changing how your gut behaves. Less stagnation, less buildup, and a system that finally feels like it's moving again. To use it, mix 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with warm water, add freshly grated ginger, and take it about 20 minutes before your main meal. Always diluted, never straight. That's where many people run into trouble. One quick note: if you have a sensitive stomach, acid reflux, or you're dealing with ulcers, start gently and see how your body responds. Apple cider vinegar is effective, but it's still acidic, and it needs to be used the right way. Give it a few days. You're not looking for something dramatic overnight, just a quieter stomach, less bloating, and a rhythm that feels more natural again. And once that begins, you're ready for the next step, because the next combination works in a completely different way, helping your gut finally relax instead of constantly tightening. Number 4, fennel seeds and peppermint turmeric. Not every digestive issue comes from things moving too slowly. Sometimes it's tension. The gut tightens, reacts too quickly, and creates a kind of internal pressure that's hard to ignore. You feel it as cramping, a bloated stretch across your stomach, or gas that seems stuck no matter what you do. That tension doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It disrupts how your gut functions. When the muscles contract unevenly, digestion becomes inconsistent. Things don't move smoothly, and even normal meals can leave you feeling unsettled for hours afterward. Fennel seeds help release that internal pressure at the muscular level. They support the smooth muscles lining your digestive tract, allowing them to relax instead of tightening unpredictably. Peppermint builds on that effect, delivering a cooling, calming signal that helps quiet down the overactive responses happening in your gut. As that tension begins to ease, the shift can feel surprisingly noticeable. Gas starts to move more freely. The pressure softens. That tight, uncomfortable feeling after eating begins to loosen, and your stomach feels less reactive overall. There's strong research behind this approach. Clinical studies on peppermint oil have shown it can significantly reduce abdominal pain and spasms, especially in people with sensitive digestion. Fennel has also been associated with reduced bloating and improved comfort when gas buildup is part of the issue. One man in his early 70s described his stomach as feeling tight all day, especially after dinner. Even small meals would leave him uncomfortable for hours. After starting a simple fennel and peppermint tea in the evening, he noticed the cramping ease within a couple of days. By the end of the week, the pressure that had become part of his daily routine was no longer there. Using it is simple. Lightly crush 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, add it to a cup of peppermint tea, and let it steep for about 10 minutes. Drink it after your main meal, especially in the evening when symptoms tend to build. One quick note: if you deal with acid reflux, peppermint can sometimes relax the valve between your stomach and esophagus. Start slowly and pay attention to how your body responds. What you'll notice first isn't dramatic, just a calmer, more settled feeling in your gut, like the tension has finally let go. Number 3, turmeric, black pepper, and coconut oil. At a certain point, it's not just about movement or tension anymore. Things may be moving better, the gut may feel calmer. And yet, something still doesn't fully resolve. It can feel like your system is resistant, almost like there's a deeper layer preventing real progress. Turmeric works at that level. Its active compound, curcumin, has been studied for its ability to influence the environment inside the gut, not by forcing changes, but by gradually breaking down the structures that allow harmful bacteria to stay protected and undisturbed. It's a slower process, but a more fundamental one. Black pepper plays a critical role here. On its own, curcumin is difficult for the body to absorb, but piperine, the active compound in black pepper, can dramatically increase how much of it actually gets used. Coconut oil adds another layer, helping carry these compounds through digestion more effectively, so they don't just pass through unused. There's strong research behind this. Studies have shown that combining curcumin with piperine can increase its absorption by up to 2,000%. Other research suggests curcumin may help disrupt bacterial protection layers and support a healthier balance in the gut over time. A 65-year-old woman described trying multiple approaches over the years: probiotics, dietary changes, even supplements. Some helped briefly, but nothing seemed to last. After adding this combination into her morning routine, she noticed a different kind of shift. Within 2 weeks, her digestion felt more stable. By the end of the month, the ups and downs she had dealt with for years had noticeably eased. Preparation matters here. Mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of freshly ground black pepper and a small amount of coconut oil. Take it with warm water, ideally in the morning. It's not about instant relief. It's about gradually removing what's been in the way. One quick note: if you're taking blood thinners or dealing with gallbladder issues, it's worth checking with your doctor before using turmeric regularly. It's powerful, and it needs to be used appropriately. What you'll notice isn't immediate, but over time, your gut becomes more responsive, more stable, and far less prone to falling back into the same patterns. Number 2, golden seal and ginger. By this point, the issue often goes beyond how your gut moves or how it feels. It's about imbalance. Certain bacteria begin to take up more space than they should, while the beneficial ones struggle to keep up. And when that balance shifts too far, digestion starts to feel unpredictable. Some days better, some days worse, without a clear reason why. Golden seal works at the microbial level. It contains berberine, a compound that has been studied for its ability to directly influence bacterial overgrowth. Instead of simply supporting digestion, it helps reset the environment those microbes depend on, making it harder for harmful strains to dominate and easier for balance to return. Ginger plays a supporting role here, but an important one. It helps improve circulation and movement within the digestive system, allowing those active compounds to reach where they need to go more effectively. It also keeps things from becoming stagnant again while your gut is trying to rebalance. There's strong research behind this approach. Clinical studies have shown berberine can significantly reduce harmful bacterial levels while supporting the integrity of the intestinal lining. It has also been linked to improved gut barrier function, which plays a key role in long-term digestive stability. One man in his late 60s described dealing with constant fluctuations, some days bloated, other days uncomfortable after even simple meals. After using a golden seal and ginger tea consistently for a few weeks, he noticed something different. The ups and downs began to level out. His digestion felt more consistent, and the unpredictability he had been dealing with for years started to fade. To prepare it, simmer 1 teaspoon of dried golden seal root with fresh sliced ginger in water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Strain and drink it warm, ideally once in the morning and once in the evening. The taste is strong, slightly bitter, but that's part of its potency. One quick note. Berberine can interact with certain medications, especially those related to blood sugar or blood pressure. If you're currently taking prescription medications, it's important to check with your doctor before using this regularly. What you may notice over time isn't just relief, but a system that feels more stable, less reactive, and far more predictable from day to day. Number 1. Ceylon cinnamon, turmeric, black pepper, and coconut oil. This is where everything changes. Not just one function, not just one symptom, but the entire environment inside your gut. If the earlier steps help things move better, feel calmer, and become more balanced, this is the point where those improvements begin to compound. Each part of this combination works on a different layer at the same time. Cinnamon helps break down the outer conditions that allow harmful bacteria to persist. Turmeric works deeper, interfering with the internal structures that protect them. Black pepper dramatically increases how much of those compounds your body can actually use. And coconut oil helps carry everything through your system so it doesn't just pass through unused. What makes this different is the coordination. Instead of addressing one problem at a time, everything is happening together. The protective layers weaken, the environment shifts, and the balance inside your gut begins to reset in a way that's much harder to reverse. There's strong research behind this kind of synergy. Studies show curcumin can disrupt bacterial protection systems, while compounds in cinnamon have demonstrated antimicrobial effects. When combined with piperine from black pepper, absorption increases significantly, allowing these effects to actually take hold instead of being lost during digestion. One 72-year-old man described years of feeling like his digestion never fully worked the same way twice. Some days were fine, others left him bloated and uncomfortable for hours. After using this combination consistently each morning, he noticed something different. Within the first week, his stomach felt noticeably quieter. By the third week, the inconsistency he had dealt with for years had leveled out into something far more stable. To use it, mix half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper into warm water. Add a small amount of coconut oil, stir well, and take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. That timing matters because your gut is more receptive before food enters the system. One important note: if you're taking blood thinners or have conditions related to blood clotting, both cinnamon and turmeric can have mild blood thinning effects. It's important to check with your doctor before using this regularly. What stands out here isn't just symptom relief, it's consistency, less fluctuation, less unpredictability, a digestive system that finally feels stable, day after day. Now, here's the key. You don't need to do all 5 at once. In fact, that's where most people go wrong. They try everything all at once and end up sticking with nothing. Start simple. Pick one that matches what you're feeling right now. If your stomach feels heavy and slow, begin with the first. If it feels tight and reactive, go with the second. Give it a few days. Let your body respond before you layer anything else in. And if you're ready for something more complete, the final combination can be used as a daily foundation, especially in the morning when your system is most receptive. Consistency matters far more than intensity here. Small changes, done daily, are what create real results over time. If this gave you a new perspective, take a second and hit the like button. It helps more people find this kind of information. And if you've tried any of these or noticed changes in your own digestion, share it in the comments. Your experience might help someone else more than you think.